Good day. My name is Mark Mellor. I'm an attorney here in Riverside, California. I've got a number of clients in Barstow that are dealing with financial issues and contemplating bankruptcy. So I thought it helpful to answer here on a quick video some of the general questions I get in consultations with clients about their particular bankruptcy circumstances. The first distinction I want to make for you is that a Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 take different periods of time. A Chapter 7 is done in about 90 to 120 days, whereas a Chapter 13 bankruptcy takes about 3 to 5 years to complete. The second distinction, which brings me to my second distinction, and that is that why the difference in the time frames. The difference is because of the second distinction, which is you're repaying a portion of the debt in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, whereas a Chapter 7, all the debt to your creditors is discharged. So in a Chapter 13, you could be repaying 10 cents to 100 cents on the dollar back to your creditors over a 3 to 5 year period. That's worked out with the trustee based on your income and debt levels and circumstances owed to your creditors. And that repayment program is decided on by the trustee under the code, and you're repaying that so that the bankruptcy is not completed for a 3 to 5 year period. Whereas you're not repaying anything in a Chapter 7, and that gets discharged more quickly. A third thing to remember in a Chapter 7 versus a Chapter 13 is that you've got a lien stripping issue that's available to you in a Chapter 13, not available to you in a Chapter 7. What is lien stripping? Lien stripping is a circumstance where you have a house encumbered by 2 mortgage loans, a first and a second. The house is underwater, meaning the value of the house falls below the value of the first encumbering the home. If that's the case, then you can file a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, and after the 3 to 5 year repayment period, strip the second from your property, meaning have the court order the second removed completely from your property, which is an immediate injection of equity back into your property. If you have a sizable second, this might be something for you to consider because you get rid of that debt carry on your home, and that may put you into positive equity territory with your home, so that may be a consideration. Chapter 7 doesn't have that problem. I'll never forget a client that came in, had a paralegal or a realtor file her bankruptcy for her. After the debt got discharged, she came into my office and said, "Okay, how do we do lien stripping?" And I said, "Well, you're under some bad luck here. I don't know who did your bankruptcy, but you filed a Chapter 7, and that's unavailable to you, and you're locked out of the bankruptcy filing for the next 10 years. So it was a big problem for that person, and they were upset. They sort of went the cheap way and got their realtor or paralegal to help them out. That's a problem that I see befall a lot of people when they try to do something on the cheap, and it goes to the old adage, you get what you pay for. But anyway, one of the final things to think about when filing bankruptcy is that you've got a number of things to consider, including whether you can even qualify for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. In order to qualify for the Chapter 7 and discharge all your debt, you've got to pass what's called the means test. The means test looks at the California statutory median income, which is provided for statutorily, and whether you are above or below that income when you declare all your deductions and dependents. Assuming you're below that income after we deduct everything, then you qualify to file a Chapter 7. If you're still above that median income, then you're relegated to a Chapter 13 and you're in the process of repaying for the next 3 to 5 years. If you've got some particular assets you're concerned about or some particular debts you're worried about discharging, feel free to give my office a call and I'll be happy to talk with you about those.